If you think marketing is about selling, think again. In This Is Marketing, best-selling author Seth Godin redefines the entire discipline of marketing, not as a tool to manipulate or trick people into buying things, but as a generous, human-centered act of making change happen. Marketing, he argues, isn't about shouting the loudest, gaming the system, or chasing attention. It's about empathy, connection, and solving problems for people who want to be served. It's about making things better by making better things. In true Godin fashion, the book reads less like a manual and more like a manifesto, one that's equal parts practical and philosophical. Godin opens the book with a simple but transformative idea. Marketing is not about the product. It's about the story, the emotion, and the change that your product or service enables in the life of your customer. Marketing is the act of making change happen. It's about creating tension and resolving it. It's about identifying a problem, proposing a meaningful solution, and earning permission to engage with those you seek to serve. In that sense, marketing isn't a department. It's the heart of your work. And it should be rooted in humility and service, not noise and hype. One of the foundational concepts in the book is the idea of the smallest viable market. Traditional marketing tells us to go big. Reach as many people as possible, go viral, aim for the masses. Godin flips this idea on its head. He says the goal isn't to reach everyone, it's to matter deeply to a few. Start with the smallest group of people you can serve well. Build trust with them. Make a product or service that resonates so deeply with this group that they can't help but talk about it. From there, growth will come organically. This approach requires courage. It's far easier to try to appeal to everyone even if it waters down your message. But Godin insists that effective marketing begins with positioning. You must know who it's for and what it's for. You must be clear about the change you seek to make. This means choosing your audience with intention. It means saying no to the wrong customers so you can say a louder yes to the right ones. Godin introduces the idea of, people like us do things like this. This is the cultural heartbeat of marketing. It's not about logic but identity. People don't make decisions based purely on facts. They make decisions based on belonging. They look for cues that a product or idea aligns with who they are or who they want to become. Good marketers understand this and use it ethically. They don't invent problems where none exist. They listen, they observe, and they find real ways to connect. This is where storytelling comes in. Godin reminds us that humans are narrative creatures. We understand the world through stories. Your marketing isn't about pushing features. It's about telling a story your audience already wants to believe. The best stories aren't flashy or deceptive. They're true, relevant, and generous. They create emotional resonance. They meet people where they are and lead them somewhere new. One of the most misunderstood concepts in marketing is status. Many marketers are afraid to talk about it. But Godin says status, our internal ranking in the social hierarchy, drives more behavior than we realize. Every decision we make, from the clothes we wear to the apps we download, is influenced by how it affects our perceived status. Great marketers understand that status is contextual. For some people, driving a Prius raises their status. For others, it's a Bentley. Your job as a marketer is not to change what people want, but to help them get what they already seek in a more meaningful way. Godin also dives into the psychology of fear and tension. Marketing isn't about being comfortable. It's about leaning into the gap between where someone is and where they want to be. That gap creates tension. And tension, when paired with trust, creates movement. But if we try to avoid making people uncomfortable, we end up making noise that's easy to ignore. To be truly effective, marketers must be willing to create emotional dissonance, a feeling of this isn't quite right yet, and then resolve it through action. This is why permission is so powerful. In the age of spam and digital saturation, the only marketing that works is marketing that's anticipated, personal, and relevant. Godin pioneered this idea in permission marketing, and in This Is Marketing he expands on it. If someone gives you permission to talk to them, you've earned a place in their world. But that permission must be earned through trust and respect. You can't buy attention anymore. You have to earn it. And once you earn it, your job is to keep it by consistently showing up and adding value. The book also stresses the importance of positioning yourself in the market. Godin encourages creators and entrepreneurs to consider how their offering fits into the customer's worldview. Are you a luxury or a budget brand? Are you for insiders or outsiders? Are you selling safety or excitement? Clarity on these questions helps you make better decisions. From product design to messaging to pricing. It also helps you know when to say no. Not every customer is your customer. And trying to appeal to everyone means you'll likely resonate with no one. Then comes the concept of trust. Trust is the currency of modern marketing. Without it, nothing else matters. With it, almost anything is possible. But trust doesn't come from catchy slogans or polished ads. It comes from consistency. It comes from showing up, keeping promises, and being human. People will follow those who lead with integrity. So the question becomes, how are you building trust at every interaction? Godin doesn't shy away from the hard truth. Marketing takes patience. Too many creators chase hacks, virality, and growth at all cost strategies. But real, lasting impact comes from building something slowly, carefully, and generously. It means putting in the work even when no one's watching. It means being okay with obscurity for a while, trusting that resonance will eventually lead to relevance. A powerful section of the book is devoted to service. Marketing, at its best, is about helping others get what they want, not pushing what you want. It's about contribution. When you serve your audience with empathy, when you genuinely want to solve their problems and improve their lives, marketing becomes a form of generosity, not manipulation. That's why Godin says, your work is not for everyone, but it's for someone. If you can help that someone, you've done your job. He also talks about tribes, tight-knit groups of people connected by a shared belief or behavior. Marketing to a tribe means focusing on shared values, building community, and helping people feel seen. It's not about mass appeal. It's about resonance. As a marketer, your goal is to foster connection, to build a sense of us. People like us do things like this. When you create that kind of alignment, marketing becomes almost effortless. Another critical lesson in the book is about the long game. Godin repeatedly reminds us, you don't have to go viral. You don't need 1 million followers. You need a handful of true fans who trust you, support you, and tell others about your work. That's how movements start. That's how businesses grow. It's not about massive reach. It's about depth of impact. He gives plenty of examples, from Nike to Tesla to small-scale entrepreneurs, of how focusing on a niche, leaning into tension, and telling a better story can transform not only marketing but entire industries. These aren't just theories, they're patterns. Real-world case studies that show how thinking differently can change everything. In one of the most inspiring chapters, Godin talks about shipping the work. So many would-be marketers, creators, and entrepreneurs spend their lives planning, tweaking, and hesitating. But at some point you have to ship. You have to release the product, publish the post, launch the campaign. Not because it's perfect, but because perfection is a myth. The only way to learn what works is to do the work, get feedback, and iterate. You can't be seen until you learn to see, he says. You have to put something into the world in order to see how it fits. He also warns against the trap of selfish marketing. This is the kind of marketing that interrupts, deceives, or manipulates. It's extractive, not generous. Godin argues that the best marketing is ethical and sustainable. It respects attention rather than hijacking it. It creates value rather than extracting it. If your work is truly helpful, you won't need to shout. People will whisper about it. And whispers, he says, are far more powerful than screams. As the book nears its conclusion, Godin circles back to a simple truth. You get to choose your market. You get to choose the change you want to make. Marketing isn't something that happens to you. It's something you do. And when done well, it can be one of the most generous, creative, and transformative acts there is. You don't need a Super Bowl ad or a viral TikTok. You need intention, empathy, and a willingness to serve. The final message is deeply empowering. Marketing isn't reserved for tech giants, big brands, or influencers. It's for anyone who has a story to tell, a change to make, and the patience to build something that matters. Whether you're an artist, a coach, a small business owner, or a nonprofit leader, the tools are in your hands. The question is not, how do I sell more? The question is, what change do I seek to make, and who is it for? Final thoughts. This is Marketing is more than a book about strategy. It's a book about humanity. Seth Godin strips away the flash and hype to reveal the beating heart of what marketing can be. A chance to connect, to solve real problems, and to make a difference. He challenges us to think smaller, to aim deeper, and to act with purpose. And in doing so, he reminds us that marketing at its best is a form of love.